Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to conservation and careful management of the state's forests to make them more resilient and better habitats for wildlife. ChooseWood.com.
From St. Louis Public Radio. This is St. Louis on the Air.
Eric, this music video, this is vivid. You're wearing the biggest rainbow wig I have ever seen in my life. What is the story behind that?
Same. Well, at one point I used to live in Chicago, and I used to walk past this wig store on my way to work.
Was it weird going back to having so many people in the room?
It was so weird. I actually got used to the virtual world for a while just because that was the new norm. But of course, there's no energy like having people right in front of you enjoying the moment.
I'm Sarah Fensky. WerQfest is back this year. It's the second annual incarnation of the festival spotlighting the area's Black queer community, and it's the first time it will be in person. This year, headliners include Eric Dante, Simply BB, and Trey G.
Party all night, party all day, get into it. Step on them, way. Step on them, wait. Yeah. Wait. Hold up. It's a feeling right there. It's a feeling right there. It's a feeling right there. It's a feeling right there.
And that is This Feeling. It's the latest track from Trey G. Trey G is also the founder of WerQfest, which kicks off at 7 p.m. Saturday at City Foundry. And he joins us today with the details. Trey G, welcome.
Hi. Thank you guys for having me today.
So, Trey, the first WerQfest, this was performed on stage at the Grandel in the height of the pandemic, but the attendees were not at the Grandel.
Correct.
They all joined by video. Were you planning when you launched that one that this would end up being an annual event?
No, to be honest, it was supposed to be a one-off type thing. It was something that was in response to the current climate of the world, really. So we got great response, and people really enjoyed it and thought that it was a space that needed to continue. So thus came WerQfest again this year.
So you said the current climate of the world. What was the specific inspiration for doing this last year?
Well, last year was a very interesting year for the world as a whole because, of course, we were in a pandemic. And also because of the current civil unrest and all of the things that were happening in our Black communities and also in our queer Black communities. So we needed a safe space to where we could provide a space for people to express themselves. So WerQfest was really just a response. I literally thought of an idea and said, hey, let's just try to put it on. I literally had 2 weeks last time to put it on. So I gathered my team and all the artists that I knew, and we raised some funds for some amazing organizations. And yeah, the response was just crazy. So I definitely didn't expect it to continue after that.
So you did that all in 2 weeks. Doing something where you have an in-person audience, that's obviously a much bigger headache on so many levels. What made you decide to go that route this year?
Really just because, of course, we love to be able to perform in any capacity that we can, but there's nothing like live energy. And how we originally envisioned it is a festival. We want it to be a safe space for people to come and see about the amazing things that are happening in the community, see about the amazing art and talent and music that we have here. So that's one thing that we can showcase over the internet, of course, but there's nothing like having community in space. So we're really excited to be able to do that this year.
And so one of the other headliners, I know you're one of the headliners, we played one of your tracks, but we're joined now by another of the headliners for this year, and that is Eric Dante. Eric, welcome.
Hello, how you doing?
So Eric, WerQfest is going to be in person. Is this going to be your first in-person performance since the pandemic began?
Yeah, it's my first time in front of a crowd. I've done virtual things, but this is the one in front of a crowd, so I'm very excited about that.
So do you feel ready for this? I mean, that's a big step to go from we're all isolating to suddenly you're in front of hundreds, thousands of people.
Oh yeah, I'm super ready. I'm just ready for the intimacy and everything, just like the crowd, the energy.
So, Trey, I understand that you have had an in-person performance. This was actually at the Grandel.
Yes.
Was it weird going back to having so many people in the room?
It was so weird. I actually got used to the virtual world for a while just because that was the new norm. But of course, like I said, there's no energy like having people right in front of you enjoying the moment.
And so that felt good.
Of course, it felt great. So I'm really excited to even do it on a larger scale this time than I was able to last time.
So Eric, you're going to be a part of that. I'm curious to hear a little bit about your story. When did you get your start in music?
My start in music started when I was about 5 years old. I started because my grandma was into church and very religious, and I joined the choir, and then I led the youth choir, and then it started from there.
And you talking about youth choir, I mean, your music did then take a different turn. I know, it's always kind of changing, but there's definitely some aspects of hip-hop in here. One example of this is A Wig is Born. Let's listen to that.
You can see how hard I try and hard I go. You be giving people money, I be giving people shows. They just mad I'm black and master futurism with the fro. I'm a walking masterpiece, but they can't sell me in the store. Take a selfie in the mirror, yo, I'm cute. If you do not gas me up, you might as well just get the boo. Ain't got time for no haters that's disguised in the suit. Don't need no people trying to play me like my forehead is a flu. Only got enough friends that we get off it in this booth. If you ain't talking about paper, might as well just stay on mute. Say you been here from the start, position getting Joe the crew. Voice conversations throw me off, can we stay on route? Hey, little dude, don't let nobody treat you like that.
And that is A Wig is Born by Eric Dante. He's headlining WerQfest, which happens this Saturday at City Foundry. Eric, this music video, this is vivid. You're wearing the biggest rainbow wig I have ever seen in my life. What is the story behind that?
Same. Well, at one point I used to live in Chicago, and I used to walk past this wig store on my way to work, and I used to always see it. It was at the very top in the window, and I used to always see it. And the day DJ Swisher, which is the producer, he sent me the beat. I was walking around the house listening to the beat. Then it was time for me to go to work, and then I walked past that window again, and then I'm like, something told me to go in there and buy it, so I bought it. Was thinking on it all day at work, got off work, went home, put the wig on, and listening to the beat again, and something just told me to write the song, as in from the perspective of how the wig made me feel, and that's how A Wig was born.
That's how it was born. I gotta say, my favorite part of that video is your cat. Your cat seems a little skeptical about this thing. Am I reading that expression properly?
Yes, the cat was wondering what was going on, but she kind of got used to it. She was my roommate's cat. She was actually very involved than she usually is. So I think she
liked the way.
She liked it a little bit.
Iconic.
Yeah.
She approves
she was
of that
like
look.
in the shot. She was the star of that video.
Yeah, it seems like she would not get out of the way. She's just there.
Exactly. I was like, just get her. She's a part of it.
So I want to play another one of your songs, Eric. This is called He Who Rules. Let's go with that.
I'm the king of this shit, ain't no. Cause I move in silence, tiptoe. When I hide on knowledge, lay low. Muscles up, see my halo. Stretching money, crazy play doh. Like a Laffy Taffy Fabo. Think the universe, my big bro. Got imagination for show. I can rule a nation, dumb boy. I'm the chosen one like Neo. Hella melanated Coco. I'm the words to get superhero. Got free from my mind. I got the time. Big decisions, got spine. Try new positions, drink wine. I know you see it that I'm in my own world. Start dancing with
And that is He Who Rules by Eric Dante. Eric, I understand this one is also something that you wrote during the pandemic. Did you get a jolt of creativity during all that sort of introverted quarantine time?
I did. I did have a lot of inspiration, and I was working on things before that allowed me to finish it. But I definitely was inspired during that pandemic time, and I was just really just sitting in my room, like, just making music. And when that beat was sent to me, I was thinking about, like, I'm kind of in my own world in this, in this room. And that's kind of how that song came about. I just thought about all the times I felt like I was like in my own world.
Trey, you're here in studio with me today. I got to say, you seem like a big extrovert. Was it harder for you during this time of isolation, or did you have a similar jolt of energy?
It was a sense of renewal for me, really, just because in our normal world, we are moving so fast. There's so many projects. There's so much to do all the time. And then, wow, in the blink of an eye, nothing.
Yeah. And so that was kind of good
It was
in some
great.
ways.
It was great in a lot of ways. And then it was able to sit down and just reevaluate what I wanted out of life and what were new things that I wanted to accomplish. And yeah, so I set my goals on those things instead of what I used to. And I was creative. I was able to collaborate with people that I normally don't get to work with on a
Doing
normal
this all
basis.
remotely.
Correct. Doing this all remotely, sending stuff back and forth, writing, making tracks. That's how the feeling came out of the pandemic. So.
And that's that song we played earlier. And we'll play a little bit of that again at the end. It's just it's got us all humming here. But in our final couple minutes here, I want to make sure we get into some of the details of WerQfest. And I want to say I'm pronouncing it WerQfest. That's the right way to say it. But if you're going to spell it, it's WER capital Q
yes.
Fest. So that's what you want to look for when you're Googling this. You have some new elements this year, including the WERQ Awards.
Correct.
WERQ Awards. These honor locals working for the LGBTQ community. Who are this year's honorees?
This year's honorees are Anthony Red Williams and Lady Ashley Gregory. We have 2 new awards, which is the Arts Impact Award and Community Advocacy. So we're talking about people who are making impact when they are working with Black and brown people in the community, and especially the LGBTQ community. So we're really excited to be able to honor them and give them their flowers while they're here.
So you're giving them flowers. You're also giving proceeds from this event to 2
Correct.
local organizations. Who did you land on for that?
This year we landed on 2 organizations, the Moho Justice Coalition and also the national organization, the Marsha P. Johnson Institute.
Okay, so this is all going to a good cause in addition to being a good time. I understand you're also going to have free HIV testing on site.
Yes, we are, provided by Life and Health.
Okay, so this is going to be a good time, but there's also some serious issues here. If people are thinking about coming out, they're not sure they're ready for a musical festival yet. What do you want them to know about what they'd be getting into with this?
You're going to be in for a great time. There's all different types of energies for you. If you want to be in general admission, you can do that. If you want to have a reserved spot for yourself for pods, you can do that. Just come out, enjoy yourself, and celebrate Pride with us.
And that is WerQfest. It takes place this Saturday, June 26th from 7 to 10 p.m. It's at City Foundry, STL. Tickets are $20 to $40. That includes some pod options. You'll want to check out the website to get all that information on what you're looking at there. It's werqfest.com. Again, that's WERQfest.com. Want to make sure people are getting that spelled right. Trey G., founder of this event and also one of the headliners, I want to thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And Eric.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, Eric Dante, thank you for joining us. Just one very quick question for you. Are you going to wear that rainbow wig as you perform?
I retired the wig, but people
okay.
are calling for it. People were calling for it.
I think he's got to bring back the wig.
Me too.
I got to bring back the wig. You're right.
Well, we want to encourage you to check out werqfest.com, and we're going to go out of the show with just a little more of this feeling from Trey G.
Nobody's trying hard not to stare. I don't care about nobody else's energy. And I already know that you're feeling me. Picking up the tab, so you thinking about tipping me over. We on the sofa, pulling me closer. Grind to the beat, stand up on your feet. Trey G got the heat like Queen.
St. Louis on the Air is a production of St. Louis Public Radio. Understanding starts here.
Do you find yourself regularly listening to episodes of St. Louis on the Air? Suggest us to a friend you think might enjoy our conversations. And leave us a review and rating on Apple Podcasts on the App Store. It's the simplest way to help people discover our show. Thanks.
St. Louis Public Radio is a member-supported service of the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
Party all night and party all day. Let the feeling right there take you away.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association. Missouri produces wood pallets, railroad ties, white oak barrels, hardwood floors, and more. Details on the variety of products made in the state are at choosewood.com.